Mr. Chancellor, this convocation has been duly authorized and convened by the Senate for the purpose of conferring degrees. The candidates stand before you. Everything is in order. The mace is in place. The Assembly awaits your pleasure, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srigley. Welcome to everyone to a very big day at Nipissing University. We are surrounded by excellence, respect, and friendship. So the convocation of Nipissing University is now in session. Please remain standing if you are able for the national anthem.
Ô Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front essaie des fleurs en glorieux. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, Geche Wanage, Nani Bueda, Mikweche Wen, Donda. Nani Bueda, Mikweche Wen, Donda.
Beautiful. Thank you very much to Chantal Larocque for that rendition of our wonderful national anthem sung in English, French, and Ojibwe. Please be seated, everyone. At this time, I want to say that I am your full-service Chancellor today. And before we begin, on this auspicious occasion, I have an announcement to make. There is a car that's running in the parking lot right now, and it is a gray Hyundai Kona, and the license plate number is CMD 385. If that's your car, you might want to turn it off unless it's an electric car. So out you go. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Mr. Dave Smits, Chair of the Nipissing University Board of Governors, to the podium to provide the land acknowledgement. Dave.
Thank you, Dr. Russell. We are privileged to live and work on the sacred traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg people of Nipissing First Nation. They are one of 21 First Nations of Northern Ontario that comprise the nations of the Robinson-Huron Treaty signed in 1850. With gratitude, we acknowledge that the Indigenous peoples have always cared for the land, water, air, and creatures as stewards because they saw themselves as part of the surrounding natural world, responsible for the life of the ecosystems and watersheds in which they lived. We are all treaty people. May we journey on this land gently so that no plant is broken and no creature is harmed. Let us journey together today in a good way. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. What a great day it is. Sorry about the rain. We're going to have a great day today. Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour, Anin. My name is Kevin Wamsley, and it's an honor to serve as your President and Vice Chancellor. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to the 2026 Convocation ceremonies here on the traditional territory of the Nipissing First Nation. I'm pleased to welcome our Chancellor, Scott Russell, to Convocation, the Chair of the Board of Governors, Dave Smits, my esteemed colleagues, the Stage Party, all of our professors, staff, and current students, and you, the graduates, and your friends and families. Today, we celebrate a true Canadian icon, an award-winning journalist. In fact, an award-winning journalist who has put herself in harm's way for many of the major events. Certainly in my lifetime, she was right there in the middle of it, and we are so grateful for that. Chief anchor of CTV National News, she came to our living rooms every evening. A human rights advocate, officer of the Order of Canada, among so many other honors, her stellar career is a walk through the significant events of our lives: 9/11, the war in Iraq, the Arab Spring, Hurricane Katrina, the earthquake in Haiti. The people she has interviewed include all of the Canadian prime ministers, the American presidents and politicians, the royal family. She has a Lifetime Achievement Award for her contributions to journalism, and she has paid it forward so many times over in her mentorship of young journalists. We are so honored to have Lisa Laflamme as a member of your graduating class, the class of 2026. Graduates, as I said, it's my distinct pleasure to serve as your President and Vice Chancellor. And as President, it's my job to attend all of the important university events, to celebrate the successes of our Nipissing University students, and of course, the successes of our faculty and staff members as well. But it's events like today which really mark the importance of what we do as a university, and that's to celebrate your accomplishment of earning a degree from Nipissing University. And for some of you, it's not your first. As an academic and a scholar, I must declare that this is our most important day in the calendar. We're here today to celebrate the granting of your degrees as members of the Schulich School of Education in the Faculty of Education and Professional Studies. Some of you are receiving PhDs, Masters of Education, Masters of Science in Kinesiology, Bachelors of Education, Intermediate Senior, Bachelors of Physical and Health Education. Graduates, one and all, your energies and efforts of these past years culminate in your crossing the stage as we herald your achievements and to signal that you're moving on to the next stage of your lives. Today's ceremony signifies that this special place has been a part of your lives and has changed who you are as a person, but just as importantly, through your participation and contributions to all aspects of campus life, whether it's in the classroom, in residence, in community placements and service, whether as a grad student or an undergraduate student. You've been a part of the changing fabric of this university, an institution that is always the sum of its changing constituent parts, always in motion, always striving to be a better place. Together, we are a community of scholars, both new and old. No, let's say both new and experienced. While you leave our halls of education today with an academic degree, please know that this is a designation that comes with a responsibility. It is a privilege to attend university, to complete a degree or several degrees, and you carry with you not just knowledge, facts and formulas and certifications. You've engaged in the process of learning, a process where the classroom is everywhere. It's academic, it's social, sometimes it's political. And you've engaged with the process of relationship building with your mentors, the wonderful and supportive faculty and staff members who help make this possible, and of course, your fellow students who are now your friends. Attending so many events across the campus over the course of the past several years, I've seen your work. I recognize you in that line out there. I've seen your commitment, your talent, your energy as Nipissing students. And so, for those reasons, I am so hopeful for the future because I see that it's in good hands. It's in your hands, the ones who will take on the challenges that confront us in this world, and you will realize that great potential before you. When you leave today to start the next chapter of your lives, I want you to think about making a commitment to the community where you settle, the place you end up, because it was a dedicated community that helped to support you here to this point. And I also want you to think about a commitment of service to others. What better way to honor your experiences here at Nipissing? When you arrived here, I'm hoping you were open to ideas and open to possibilities. You came here to breathe in what others had to say, to read and to analyze and to think, but you also came here to contribute, and that is the mark of a university. It serves as an intellectual oasis which builds not just a foundation of knowledge, but just as importantly, it builds the process of learning. So I ask you, as you head out with your degrees today, do not forsake this process of learning. Do not close the door to ideas and possibilities just because you have this degree in your hand. I challenge you, use your Nipissing degree and the knowledge and experience you've gained to take the more difficult path and to build bridges with people you may disagree with. Build bridges between people to solve problems in our world, because we live in a society with ever-widening chasms on the issues of the day. Please build bridges to help us find our way. And be grateful for all that you have every day and today. Take a moment right now to reflect upon, to remember, to thank those who helped you along your way. Your parents, your siblings, perhaps your grandparents, your friends, your professors, our staff. And now a few comments about the ceremony itself. Graduates will approach the stage in groups of 8 to 10, assisted by our staff over there. Parents and friends, if you wish to take a photo of your graduate crossing the stage, please check the program to see when they're arriving. You may approach the stage using the center aisle. Exit to your left. There will be staff here to direct you. Graduating students, Chancellor Scott Russell and I would be pleased to take a photo with you after you've been hooding. Please meet us over here. We'll shake your hand if you like. Stop for a photo. And please, please exit by the ramp. Don't make a left turn off the front of the stage. And there's a special invitation to our PhD candidates today. Once you are hooded and shake our hands, you will be known as doctor. And we have seats on the stage so that you may sit with your new peers this morning. So you will take your place on our stage. In closing, on the day of honoring your great achievement, a university degree, a Nipissing University degree, I congratulate you and wish you all the best. And now I invite the Chancellor, Dr. Scott Russell, to the podium.
Thank you very much, Dr. Walmsley. Yes, give him a hand. What great things he's done for our university. It's now my pleasure to call upon Dr. Carol Richardson to provide the citation for the honorary degree to Lisa Laflamme. I invite Lisa to stand to the right-hand side of the podium while the citation is being read.
Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, I have the pleasure today of introducing Lisa Laflamme. Canadian journalist Lisa Laflamme has been at the forefront of global reporting for more than 35 years, covering the biggest issues of our time, from war zones and natural disasters to changing political climates around the world. Lisa has traveled to some of the world's most dangerous places, and through her extensive war coverage of Iraq, Afghanistan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ukraine, has documented the reality of how conflict warps society and punishes the most vulnerable and benefits the most corrupt. She has interviewed major newsmakers, prime ministers, presidents, and princes, while always keeping the spotlight on the injustices that plague the world's most oppressed. Laflamme, a passionate advocate for democracy, is an officer of the Order of Canada, longtime ambassador for Journalists for Human Rights and for Plan International, board member of the Samara Centre for Democracy, and advisory committee member for Canadian Law Commission. Mr. Chancellor, I wish to certify that the Academic Senate and Board of Governors of Nipissing University have duly approved the candidate presented before you to receive an honorary Doctorate of Education, honoris causa, from this institution. I hereby accordingly request that you confer the degree.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby confer upon Lisa Laflamme the degree of Doctor of Education, honoris causa. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lisa Laflamme. I now invite Dr. Laflamme to address the convocation and provide her remarks.
Wow, I gotta say, I'm full of emotion right now, and looking out at all of you, even though the state of the world is in a questionable state at the moment, this gives me confidence and so much happiness. I want to just thank everyone, Chancellor Russell, my broadcast buddy, Board Chair Smits, President Walmsley, distinguished faculty, honored guests, proud families, friends, and most importantly, this beautiful graduating class of 2026. This is an extraordinary honor for me, and I thank you. I am genuinely so moved to receive it, but the real achievement that we are celebrating today belongs to all of you and the people who got you here. So why don't we just have a round of applause, this side of the room, for this side of the room. They have supported you along the way to this glorious road to this stage at Nipissing University, and truly is a beautiful campus in a city that always has a way of surprising people. Some of you may have arrived in North Bay thinking you're coming to university, and a few years later, now you know what it truly means to shovel snow, to survive black flies, which were out in full force, to appreciate the spectacular sunset over Lake Nipissing, and you'll come to realize that Northern Ontario is not just a place on the map, but it is a place that truly gets into your heart. No matter where you end up in your life and careers, North Bay will always be where you earned your degree, you found your lifelong friends, discovered a passion. This place has helped shape your story, and that is so worth celebrating. Standing here looking out at all of you, I am struck by something that we don't always say out loud on days like this. This moment you are in right now is not ordinary. It feels like it should be. Caps, gowns, photos, maybe a slightly awkward handshake with the President and Chancellor on this stage a little later. But the truth is, this is something millions of young people around the world will never experience. As a journalist, as you've just heard, thank you for the introduction also, by the way, but I've spent so much of my career in places where education is fragile. It's interrupted by conflict or just simply out of reach. I've met young people in parts of the world, Afghanistan, across Africa, South America, and here in Canada, who carry books like treasure because they understand something that sometimes we forget. And that is that education changes the course of a life. So before anything else, before the advice or the attempted advice, before the future, take a second to take this in. You did this, and you are fortunate. Not lucky in the casual sense, but fortunate in the sense that carries responsibility. Because education is not just a personal achievement. It is a form of power, and what you do with it truly matters. So let's talk a little bit about timing. While you've been here studying educational leadership, sustainability, kinesiology, child development, nursing, developing actual intelligence, something else has been happening quietly, quickly, and profoundly in the background. A group of researchers somewhere, probably drinking way too much coffee, have been developing something else that's now part of all of our lives, artificial intelligence. And I want to spend a minute talking about AI and the things it cannot do, because that is where you come in. In your chosen professions, you will always have the upper hand. And I really need you to remember this. AI cannot look into the eyes of a student who's struggling and recognize that they need encouragement more than instruction. It can't inspire someone to believe in themselves. It can't motivate an athlete recovering from injury. It can't build trust. It can't create the sense of belonging that helps people thrive. It can't care. It has no conscience. You do. The human edge, the ability to connect, to communicate, to encourage, to build trust is everything, and that is your advantage. Protect it and lead with it. I totally understand that you will use AI, but what I'm asking you is that you don't let it use you. Don't give up your edge as an actual human. Don't ask AI for moral courage. Don't ask it for judgment. Don't ask it for empathy. Don't ask it to decide what matters. And for heaven's sake, do not ask it what is true, because AI does not know what the truth is. And as a journalist, I've always believed that truth matters, obviously, but so does how we arrive at it. And I still remember my graduation day, and I was convinced I was heading for a glamorous life as a foreign correspondent. And my very first assignment as a local reporter, and I am not making this up, was covering a three-legged cat that was stuck up in a tree in my hometown of Kitchener, Ontario. And here's the kicker: the cat's name was Tripod. Now, you'll find out why I'm telling you this story, but at that moment, when the assignment editor gave me that story, I could literally feel the Pulitzer Prize sliding out of my hand. While everybody in the neighborhood stood around staring up at Tripod up in the tree, some of the neighbors, mostly parents, started telling me about something else entirely, how dangerous the street had become, not for cats, but for kids walking to school. Traffic was speeding through the neighborhood. There was no stop sign. And I remember thinking, that's the real story here. So a few days later, I went back with a hidden camera. Now, of course, this was the 1980s, so hidden meant that the camera was roughly the size of a refrigerator. But we got the footage, cars flying down this residential street. The story aired, City Hall stepped in, and eventually the neighborhood got not just a stop sign, but a street light, rather. So it was problem solved. And it definitely felt like an early win for me as a young journalist, but more importantly, it mattered to the people who lived there. And they have Tripod to thank to this day. But I tell you this story because none of that would have happened if those neighbors had not have trusted me enough to talk to me, and that has not changed in your world and in mine. Building relationships will never, ever be replaced by AI. Face-to-face conversations, listening closely enough for people to tell you what's actually going on. And I get it. We're living in a time when community feels fragile. We scroll more than we speak. We react more than we reflect. And sometimes we let algorithms decide what we see, what we believe, and even what we value. The one thing I hope you hold on to is your ability to think for yourself, critical thinking, instead of letting social media feeds do it for you. I almost want you to channel your 5-year-old self, because children do this so naturally. They ask about 200 questions a day. To stay curious is the key. I know how exhausting it is for the adults around those 5-year-olds, but it's actually a pretty good habit to get into, to stay curious. So is, by the way, pausing before you share something. Look for voices that challenge you, not just the ones that comfort you. And again, talk to people, real people in real rooms in your communities, because community is actually built in surprisingly ordinary ways. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the most meaningful change that I've ever seen usually begins with very small human moments, like just showing up, not necessarily relying on a fast text, but hearing someone's voice on the other end. And finally, because no convocation speech is complete without at least one attempt at wisdom, let me leave you with this as you try to manage your anxiety, because I know there's anxiety today. Your career will evolve. Your plans will definitely shift. Some doors will open exactly when you expect, and others are going to slam shut just to keep things interesting. That is not failure. That is life. And please remember, the world does not need perfect people. It needs thoughtful people, curious people, people willing to listen, to lead, and to care about something beyond themselves. And I hope you will be those people. And remember, the most meaningful parts of your life and career will, whether you like it or not, always involve other people. So try to meet them with empathy, generosity, and a little patience. Those qualities never go out of style, no matter what AI comes up with next. Your degree today is not just proof of what you know, it's evidence of what you're capable of. So use it, not just to make a living, but to try to make a difference. And never forget, this day is not ordinary. This is your graduation day. I'm getting all choked up now, so that means I've got to stop, but congratulations to all of you, and thank you for this great honor today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Laflamme. Lisa, my old friend, what a role model you are for everyone in this room and beyond. Thank you so much. An honor song is an Indigenous way to celebrate and show respect to a particular person or a group of people. Today, Jerry McComb and Cody Mackenzie Sakanay will perform an honor song to commend the 2026 graduates and our honorary degree recipient, Dr. Lisa Laflamme. Please stand, ladies and gentlemen, and refrain from taking photographs or videos during this performance. Thank you very much, Jerry and Cody. Please be seated, everyone. Well, it's that time. We will now confer the degrees. As the names are read, the reader, Dr. Dan Walters, Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, will also recognize any graduates who are receiving awards at this ceremony. The candidates will then walk up the ramp over here to be met by the Dean, Dr. Graydon Raymer, to be hooded. Then they will be officially admitted by myself as the Chancellor and receive congratulations from the President, Dr. Walmsley. We encourage faculty to stand and congratulate the graduates as they cross the stage. As a reminder, please send only one member of your group to the front to take photographs of your graduate. We have volunteers in the middle of the aisle who will assist with directing all of those photographers. And it's maybe going to be a little bit of a log jam, so be patient. The audience is welcome to celebrate and applaud every graduate, and as you know, this is their time. They've worked hard for all of this, so give it up long and loud for every one of them when they cross the stage. So, Dr. Walters, it's now up to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. My name is Dan Walters, and I am the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Sustainability. Dennis Todd Barrow. Lynn Cummings will be hooded by her PhD supervisor, Dr. Mickelan Parr. Christopher Godfrey. Rupinder Kaur Kelon. Dina Moti will be hooded by their PhD supervisor, Dr. Mickelan Parr. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Masters of Education. Elizabeth Calvary. Jessica Cardarelli. Tyrell Chambers. Carolyn Corneal. Vanessa May Henderson. Olivia Hunt. Andrew Mills. Estefania Carolina Moreno Mantilla will be hooded by her Masters of Education Supervisor, Dr. Mikalan Parr. Suhaila Nawar. April Raftis. Lauren Santee. Rebecca Celis Dring. Taylor Ashby Simon. Joy Simpson. Maureen Sims. Sydney Spillner. Mr. Chancellor, the following are the candidates for the degree of Masters of Science in Kinesiology. Shaylin Francis. Rebecca Grace Baya Mazingas will be hooded by their Master Supervisor, Dr. Mark Bruner. Cade Nolan. Cade will be hooded by his supervisor, Dr. Mark Bruner. Maria Cristina Aguilera Valle. Recipient of the Chancellor's Medal for Humanity. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Education. Brooke Victoria Dawn Ali. Recipient of the North Bay Sports Hall of Fame Barbara Olmsted Award and the Canadian Council of University Physical Education and Kinesiology Administrators Student Leadership Award and the President's Gold Medal. Cecilia Appleyard Edwards. Nicholas Baldazaro. Hannah Barraclough. Mr. Chancellor, I'll make one correction. These are the following candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Physical Health and Education. McKenna Bellimer. Ramanda Bell. Samuel Bennett. Andrew Block. Elise Bowman. Jamie Bowman. Emma Boyer. Nicole Campbell. Aiden Catton. Meg Hunter Chatton. Jenna Couch. Luke Cox. Oliver Dolega. Darkis Frappier. Emma Gadet. Jesse Graham. Mateo Gerdado. Alexandra Hazelwood. Madison Healy. Evan Hill. Jesse Kirkby. Will be hooded by his father, Terry Kirkby. Tanner Kotlers. Eben Ledbetter. Jenna Lee Leduc. Sadie Long. Mark Marchand. Emma McReynolds. Annika Notley. Nolan Nukala. Paige Owen. Oceane Pelletier. Aaliyah Piers. Michaela Presso. Spencer Andrew David Randall. Katie Reistein. Jacob Ringma. William Rive. Aiden Robson. Aiden Shields. Gabriel Serbu. Patrick St. Jacques. Megan Stiltson. Michael Travers. Will be herded by his mother, Michelle Travers. Roman Udashidi. Colton Willett. Ryan Young. Mr. Chancellor, following are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Education. Bridget Zai Nith. Mara Ferlangia Barila. Jackson Blasco. Caden Burke. Ethan Boyd. Stuart Brenner. Jake Brownlee. Jake Brundage. Nicholas Cameron. Kayla Carnero. Jacob Carrier. Maya Cesarano. Thomas Clifford. Jeffrey Conley. Michael Alexander Corvo. Ethan Cranch. John Cranstone. Tess Cuddy, recipient of the Greg Kostelitis Memorial Award. Madison Dales. Kyle Darbeson. Matthew Daw. Matthew DeFreitas. Jada Dejoux. Mitchell William Dean. Henry Deans. Thomas Deans. Michaela Dename. Ryan Duresti. Tiana Dietrich. Brianna Dowsley. Jaden Alyssa Duncan. Ashley Earl. Julia Enerson. Trevor Elliott. Alec Esau. Michaela Espinoza Christensen. Maya Ashley Fellows. Grayson Fennell. Brenna Ferrara. Alvin Fung. Gabriella Ford. Simon Gallant. Dylan Gatecliff. Brody Goodhue. Sophia Goschlak. Hannah Grado. Sydney Lynn Greenwood. Lisa Griffian. Dylan Hardedeck. Sean Harrison. Christina Enriquez. Alexandra Hicks. Lyndon Hokamp. Megan Hope. Braden Haas. Burke Houle. Cameron House. Noah Hoyt. Travis Hunter. Ekaterina Hybrex. Nathan Johnson. Asha Joseph. Juliana Kagagwa. Brian Kells. Christine Marie Kipper. Roma Klufis. Hayden Kramer. Andrew Kutza. Brianna Legacy. Mason Lottie. Ashley LeBlanc. Tiana Legacy. recipient of the Cynthia Johnson Memorial Award. Philip Lemoyne. Samantha Evelyn Jane Logie. Eden Catherine Lohr. Alicia Lorenzo. Laura Loster. BJ MacDuff. Michaela McKenzie. Carver Lars McKinnon. Lindsay McMillan, recipient of the Abby DeBrun Memorial Award. Joshua McNeil, recipient of the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association Award. Jessica Mukesh Madhu. Morgan Ellie McBride, recipient of the Elijah Tupling Memorial Award. Emily Kate McCarthy. Leah McDonald. Madison McEwing. Julaine McMillan. Caitlin Medeiros. Chloe Mielhausen. Kiana Mackenzie Miller. Molly Miller. Chloe Erica Mitchell, recipient of the J.W. Tressler Proficiency Award in Education. Lauren Mogridge. Hannah Manukne Morningstar. Connor Mullen. William Munn. James Nicholson. Kylie Jade Noyles, recipient of the Anita Jones Memorial Award. Serena Oldfield Baker. William Peidel. Emily Pines. Eden Pister. Emily Prue. Luke Pugliese. Evan Reed. Morgan Riddell. Alexis Rive. Shaylin Grace Roberts. Haley Robertson. Xander Rusnak. Nicholas Ruza. Katie Audrey Shifley. Savannah Searle, recipient of the Anne Patricia Graham Memorial and Dr. Doug Franks Memorial Award. Cameron Sinclair. Brandon Small. Aaron Smith. Shay Solomon. Morgan Stewart. Catherine Stonehouse. Nathan Suzuki. Emma Zabo. Helena Janice Taylor. Haley Telek. Simone Thibodeau. Dawson Thompson. Liam Thor. Emily Tierney. Rebecca Trudell. Saruthika Amakanta. Riley Bilencourt. Georgia Bowles. Michelle Bong. Olivia Westbrook. Abigail Whalen. Callum Samuel Whitlaw. Kiernan Thomas. Faith Wilson. Elizabeth Witchar. Margaret Catherine Elizabeth Wushka. Lauren Wood. Owen Alexander Woodall. Sarah Woodburn. Bethany Young Zen Chong. Noah Zepper.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I wish to certify that all the graduates who've been presented to you today, whether in person or by name only, as approved by Senate, have successfully completed the course of study prescribed by the Senate of this university and have been awarded the degree or the diploma to which they are entitled. I hereby accordingly request that you formally confer the award upon them. Thank you very much, Dr. Raymer. In accordance with the laws of the Province of Ontario, and by virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor of Nipissing University, I hereby confer upon you these degrees and diplomas. Honored guests, may I introduce to you the 2026 graduates of the Faculty of Education and Professional Studies at Nipissing University. Wow, an extended standing O, fantastic. You may be seated. Well done, everyone. At this time, I'm delighted to introduce Riley McEntee, graduate of the Faculty of Arts and Science, BA Honors, class of 2024, who will share greetings on behalf of the Nipissing University Alumni Advisory Board. Riley.
Wow, good morning. Still good morning. Yes. Lakers, now graduates, my name is Riley McEntee, and I am a proud alumnus of Nipissing University. And as Dr. Scott Russell mentioned, I have the privilege of speaking to you on behalf of the Nipissing University Alumni Advisory Board. 2 years ago, though it feels like a lifetime, I sat where you sit now. One of you specifically, not every single chair. Personally, I was nervous, excited, hot, hungry. Don't stress though, there are snacks and cold beverages and gym A afterwards. Just make sure you go early. I missed out on the Nanaimo bars 2 years ago. Don't make the same mistake as me. More than anything though, honestly, I just felt relieved and fulfilled. Those long nights, the half-dazed weeks where you forgot about assignments and you asked for an extension at 11:59 p.m., and the lazy dinners, girl dinners as I called them, they're finally done, for the most part. It just took hearing the bagpipes for it to actually set in. And I hope today you share in some of those same feelings. Hopefully not the hot and hungry, but fulfilled and relieved part. And I must say, it is a privilege to be able to speak to such a well and broadly educated and socially important group of stellar individuals. Each of you is likely destined, I would say, to play a pivotal role in someone's health, physical, and educational journey. A journey that is unique, human, and deeply personal. If the past few years are to be reflective of the future of education, then your role as human educators is more important than ever. We're losing touch with one another. Our social connections are being eroded. But it doesn't have to be that way. As Dr. Laflamme so masterfully worded, we need only choose truth over a quick, questionable answer. We need only choose empathy over convenience, humanity over technology. The knowledge you've gained here, the experiences you've had, and the relationships you've forged, they've all transformed you into an embodiment of our coat of arms. Wise and knowledgeable like the owl, warm and illuminating like our sun, and life-sustaining and harmonious like our water. The coat of arms has become your foundation, Not only is it on your degree and in your paper, but it's on your heart, whether you like it or not. They're guiding principles that are now interwoven with your soul. With all that you've learned, you are destined to foster human connection, build extraordinary futures, and leave your mark on the world, one person at a time. As you enter your next chapter, I urge you not to let this one collect dust. When you leave today, you will be amongst 47,000 others who make the Nipissing Alumni Network. This network is not merely a surface-level connection that you see pop up on LinkedIn. It's a powerful resource offering professional opportunities, mentorship, and a lifelong community, should you so choose to engage in it. In the coming weeks, you'll get at least one email, but a couple more, telling you about our network, exciting events like Homecoming, and my personal favorite, the NU Perks app. It's got a lot of really good discounts in it. While discounts may not feel super exciting now, it likely will when it cuts your car insurance in half. Your auto insurance, that is. Trust me, just download the app. It doesn't take that long. There's QR codes. It'll save you a lot of money. Now, in the spirit of community and connection, I hope you join us in Gym A once the ceremony has concluded for a reception. Like I said, that's where those cold drinks or snacks are. Get it first and then get your pictures. Don't make my mistake. As we wrap up and you move on, I hope you will look fondly on your time here and stay connected, not just with the network, but with your friends who sit beside you, across from you, and those in the room or those who crossed the stage before. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you, merci, and miigwech.
Thank you very much, Riley. Wonderful words. I would now like to invite Elizabeth Calverley to the stage. At this time, I have the honor of acknowledging the Governor General's Academic Gold Medal on behalf of Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Mary Simon. This medal is awarded for academic excellence to the student who graduates with the highest academic standing from a graduate-level degree program. This year, and acknowledge this, the Governor General's Academic Gold Medal is awarded to Elizabeth Calverley, ladies and gentlemen.
The President's Gold Medal is presented to the student who attains the highest academic average in all courses in their degree program. I'm pleased to announce that this year's recipients are Rupinder Kalan, Doctor of Philosophy, Elizabeth Calverley, Master of Education, and Brooke Ailey, Bachelor of Physical and Health Education. Please come to the stage.
I would ask Doctors Terry Campbell and Lorraine Frost to join me on stage, please. The The title of Professor Emerita is conferred upon faculty who have rendered distinguished service to the university through teaching, research, and/or scholarship. Dr. Terry Campbell served more than 2 decades at Nipissing University, retiring in 2024 as a full professor. A distinguished scholar in language and literacy education, her work explored storytelling, early literacy, and inclusive pedagogical practices, bridging theory and classroom application. Her research and publications contributed significantly to literacy education across Ontario and internationally. Dr. Campbell received the Nipissing University Chancellor's Award for Teaching Excellence in 2017. She also played a significant service role at the university as a member of the Board of Governors and other key committees, while contributing provincially as co-editor of the influential What Works? Research into Practice series. Her work has left a legacy in literacy education and in the communities she served. It is my pleasure to award the distinction of Professor Emerita to Dr. Terry Campbell. Dr. Lorraine Frost devoted more than 3 decades to teaching, research, and academic leadership at Nipissing University, joining the institution in 1988 and retiring in 2024 as a full professor. She played a central role in shaping teacher education, particularly in the areas of special education and Indigenous education. Dr. Frost authored numerous scholarly works, secured substantial research funding, and contributed extensively to advancing equitable and inclusive educational practices, including long-standing collaborations with First Nations communities. Widely respected for her dedication to scholarship, service, and student success, Dr. Frost's contributions continue to resonate within the Faculty of Education and beyond. It is my pleasure to award the distinction of Professor Emerita to Dr. Lorraine Frost.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson, Dr. Walmsley, and congratulations to Dr. Campbell and Dr. Frost. And so we come to the conclusion of our ceremony at Nipissing University on this day in June of 2026. You know, when you cross the stage, I ask a number of the graduates where they come from, because I always find that it's so heartening to see how proud they are of their home community. From small places like Lion's Head up on the Bruce Peninsula and Keene in the east near Peterborough, Ontario, to the big cities like Ottawa and Toronto and London, and everywhere in between like Bracebridge and Orillia and Barrie and Peterborough and all of those places that are so special. And from the Ontario Northland, from Sault Ste. Marie and Timmins, and from Thunder Bay, and of course, from North Bay. And there was one student who comes to us from Brazil and who has made Nipissing University her home. And it's great to see. It's a university. It's a universal place. And with a handshake and a photo, you are suddenly graduates of this special place. Some of you are graduates again, and you have a diploma to show for it. You've arrived at the finish line at long last, but there's no time to bask in the glory, let me tell you that, because there are other races to be run, and this is just the beginning of the next chapter in your life as a citizen of the world. You have learned so much, and yet the great excitement should be that there is still so much more to learn and so much more to do. It's a chance to celebrate, to be sure, and you no doubt want to do that with the family, friends, and the mentors who have supported you throughout your time here at Nipissing. They have, in many cases, fueled your desire and afforded you this tremendous opportunity to begin to achieve your potential. I like literature. In his landmark novel, The Great Gatsby, the author F. Scott Fitzgerald opened up by having the narrator reflect on his father's sage advice. Whenever you feel like criticizing someone, just remember that the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had, he wrote. And I think it's good to keep that in mind today. You have been given the gift of attending this university. Many people have made many sacrifices to make this happen for you. And I think it's important that you please take a moment to say thank you. Dr. Laflamme asked that. Dr. Walmsley indicated it. But I want you to stand up and face the back of the room and all those home communities and over on this side and give those people a great round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, graduates. Thank you for doing that. And what a happy day this is. All the work, all the sleepless nights, the anxiety that accompanies those essays coming due, the exams that you crammed for, and the trepidation that you endured, and the questions. Are you up to succeeding in your education in these interesting times? But you came through it. And now you have graduated, and as I said, some of you have graduated again. You are without question more self-confident and ready to greet the many challenges and opportunities that await you. As a group, I have to say, you give us so much to be optimistic about. And the world needs people just like you. People full of ambition, and most importantly, people full of hope. Each of you is a reflection of the greatness of our country. This remarkable class of 2026 is comprised of people from every race, every faith, every gender, every orientation, and every ability. That is the kaleidoscope that is Canada. I urge you to take the lead as we move our society forward. Seek the truth, and only the truth. Strive to do the right thing. As someone I respect once told me, when it's wrong, it's always wrong, no matter how many people are doing it. But when it's right, it's always right, no matter if you're the only one doing it. You must have courage in order to do the right thing every time. Never stop learning and be willing to continue your voyage of discovery. You'll be exhilarated by new ideas and a constant spirit of adventure. Always approach each day with a sense of wonder. Without fail, have respect for the people around you. Contribute to your community. Because you are enlightened, you will most certainly be able to lead and to effect change for the common good. To my way of thinking, our greatest resource in this country is not our oil, or our minerals, or our water, or our business acumen, or even our industrial output. I am convinced that our greatest resource is our capacity for humanity. We as Canadians understand that our real strength lies in our diversity and our belief that each of us, no matter what we look like or where we come from, has something to give to make all of us that much better. And take a look at yourself today. What will your contribution be? Will it be like Dr. Lisa Laflamme's? A celebrated storyteller, an international correspondent who steadfastly seeks the truth. She's become an advocate for the power of ethical journalism. Moreover, Dr. Laflamme has been a champion for human rights globally. So make no mistake, there's a lot for you to live up to. But now is the time to embrace your dreams and see what lies ahead for you in a challenging world. Sir Roger Bannister was the first human being to be clocked as breaking the 4-minute mile barrier. He was a medical student, and he did it on a university track in Oxford, England, in 1954. It was at the time unheard of to run that fast over that distance. 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. Years later, as an old man, Bannister reflected on his accomplishment, which was deemed to be the athletic achievement of the 20th century. Here's what he wrote. However ordinary each of us may seem, we are all in some way special. We can do things that are extraordinary, perhaps until then even thought to be impossible. And you can do that too. That's the truth which becomes apparent today. For you, as graduates of Nipissing University, the sky is now the limit. Enjoy every minute of this celebration with your family, your friends, and your mentors, and all who surround you. Congratulations and best of luck. And I will tell you this, you are now Nipissing Lakers for life. Congratulations, everyone. Convocation is now dismissed.